back.
Woo!
Okay. Everything's working.
We got it.
We got Juliana a new mic.
Hey.
Woohoo.
Welcome to Keep Stream Skip. It is October 4th, 2024. I'm with Samantha and Juliana. And we got Samantha's picks for the Halloween marathon.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
For some reason, I heard dun dun, and I was like, Law and Order?
Special
Anywho,
Victims
spooky,
Unit.
yeah.
Special Victims Unit.
Spooky Victims Unit.
Spooky Victims Unit. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Show me on the voodoo doll where...
Oh, no.
I'll go grab it.
Place the pin where... All right. Samantha, what did you pick?
My first movie was Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
So why don't you tell us more about it since you picked it?
Okay, so let me just start off with the reason why I picked this is because it was a staple in my house growing up watching this movie because my mom really liked it. And I realized after the movie was done why she probably liked it because she was like those Puritan people in the movie, but she really wanted to be like Elvira.
Interesting evaluation of mom.
Right. Okay. So the movie was done in 1988 and the genre is comedy horror, although, there were horror elements to it, but it wasn't really scary. It was more spooky than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, as a child thinking about it, I was kind of spooked out and terrified of some of the scenes in the movie.
Which, by the way, we do spoilers. So if you've just joined us and you don't know about it, what we do is we're going to go over the plot from beginning, middle, and end. And we're also going to tell you about the screenplay, what we think of it out of 10, direction, acting, cinematography, editing, and special effects out of 10. Of course, overall out of 10. And eventually we're going to tell you if we keep stream or skip it. So where's it streaming?
It is streaming on Prime right now and Tubi. I would suggest you watching it on Prime because they have the ads before the movie rather than Tubi where it's like
I kind of like I kind of like when they throw in random commercials because we got the whale. That was where we got the whale
sound
interruption, right?
Well, they did that in the...
Oh, no, that was
weird.
in the movie.
That was in the movie,
No,
but
I'm saying, like, I'm pretty sure they interrupted the whale sex for a commercial, and then they came back, and there was more whale sex.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't whale sex.
That's some OG TikTok. You got some segs.
Get some whale sex. Anywho.
Just use Joe Bob Briggs'
We love Tubi.
Aardvarken.
I don't remember.
That's his code for sex when he does the
rundown,
that's
right.
last drive-in count.
Oh.
And he's like, we got Aardvarken.
Oh.
6 seasons.
I was today years old when I found that out. All right. Anyway, the writers.
Met the man.
Okay, I didn't get any of the Lighthouse. Okay, so let's just put it out there. Oof. Okay.
Oh God, that's so good.
All right. So anyway, the writers of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, was John Paragon, Sam Egan, and Cassandra Peterson, who is Elvira. The director was James Signorelli. And the actors were, of course, Elvira, which is Cassandra Peterson, Phil Parquin, Larry Flash Jenkins. Those were the ones majorly mentioned. And then the one, what was her name? I looked her up. The one who's like the secretary on Ferris Bueller's Day Off and on
oh yeah, that's right.
things.
That's right. The character actor.
Edie.
Oh gosh.
Edie something.
Yeah. She always plays like the
redhead one.
Yeah. The
Chastity.
Chastity Pariah. Yeah.
Chastity Pariah. Okay, so
We have to get rid of her.
we gotta get rid of her.
She's a bad influence on the kids.
bad influence.
She has like this weird, like, if a Midwesterner spent their time in
Edie.
South.
Oh, well, hi there, ho there.
Yeah.
Edie McClurk.
Edie
McClurk.
McClurk. Clear.
Even
Clear.
clearer. I don't know what I know her from, but she was definitely
Oh, yeah. She's been in a
easily
lot of stuff.
recognizable.
Mm-hmm. She usually kind of plays the same type of characters, so that was probably why.
Well, hi there, who there?
Yeah.
Send them to Satan.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the synopsis.
Well, yeah. Let's get-
Yeah?
Or
So
should
what's the summary here? What's the plot of this?
Okay, so pretty much you have Elvira, who is a TV show host, because actually that's what she was, at the time. And she ends up, doing her show. That's what they start off with. And then she gets fired. Well, pretty much she wouldn't sleep with the executive. Okay. And she quit because she wanted to have a show in Las Vegas.
Yep.
And it was like $50 million or $50,000? $50,000.
1988.
Either way, it was a lot of money back then. And so she had to get $50,000, but she didn't obviously want, at least she has like some morals in this, and was like, no, I'm not going to sleep with some fat old guy.
You told me she was a nympho.
After he grabbed her boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't blame him for that.
Well, and
one,
then
though.
She was
Stepped
the
on the toe
titular
and-
character.
But
so remember when she was going face to face with that weather girl? Like,
Yeah.
That was actually based on her actual experience at one point in her career.
So basically, when that weather girl was calling her, basically, I don't know, slut.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
wow. That really fucking sucks. I mean, I can see it happening.
Yeah. A lot of people said that to her in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Based on, I'm sure, what she's heard in person. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, her character of Elvira, I feel like, is very outrageous even for today's standards, kind of in the way that she's very promiscuous and free and open-minded, outspoken. And so, man, for her to exist like that in the 80s, I'm sure it ruffled feathers.
Well, that and like the her costume was actually like hiding all her like scars and stuff from her being burned as like a child.
What?
Yeah. So that's why it was so, and she had mentioned at one point, I know in interviews, that like it just shows my best parts.
Oh,
Well, I never knew that.
that's wild.
Yeah.
What was she burned from?
Fire.
Well, was it like abuse or?
Was she burned as a witch? Like,
Yeah, I'm like, this
Just like
this
in the
took a turn.
show.
whoa.
No, it's just that her childhood and stuff like that. I didn't
Oh.
really go into too much details, but I mean,
She has that biography out, so maybe.
maybe I should
Maybe
read it.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, we're on
reading-
pins
That'll
and
be
needles.
that'll be your next
Our
reading
next
club
book club, yes. Although we haven't talked about the last two.
That's true. Very true.
Uh,
All right, so she then gets a telegram from her because her aunt Morgana died, who she never knew about.
Yeah.
Ever.
was that naming the Aunt Morgana, was that an actual, did they ever mention that was a direct, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, the witch?
No, but there was but because of all the little things in the show, that in the movie, there's like different things to represent different movies of the time.
Oh, okay.
So you have like Flashdance, and then
Vincent Price's picture on her.
right, and
desk.
actually Vincent Price was asked to be her uncle Vinny, but he didn't want to do it because he's like, oh, this material's too racy for me.
Yeah, I guess so, because he's always been like, even though he liked horror, I don't think he's ever really pushed the boundaries on too many things.
Yeah.
I'm looking up Vincent Price.
Plus
really
Vincent Price. I mean, as soon as you hear him, he has that voice. Well, I think it would have been fun to see him though. I'm kind of disappointed. He didn't do it.
But then with that new information, watching it this time, I was like, her Uncle Vinny, literally, like I could see him in that role.
Oh yeah,
you know,
he played
that
good
was
on
meant
Uncle
for
Vinny.
him, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So she gets the telegram that she's going to get, some sort of inheritance, and she imagines her being on a game show and winning things like Let's Make a Deal meets Price is Right.
Yeah.
Yep. But she just wins everything. Yeah, for a second there, I was like, wow, this took a wild turn. I was like, what is happening? I was like, oh, this isn't real. I understand now.
Yeah,
she goes to a small town in Massachusetts.
Which is called, what was it called?
Salem.
Farewell, yeah.
Farewell. And that was actually based on a name of a TV evil Angelus. And, those church people.
Evangelist?
Yes.
Evangelist.
Evil Angelus.
So what evangelist?
Gelistis?
What evangelist? Like, is there a tie to that?
It was actually, his name was Jerry Falwell.
Oh, Jerry Falwell? Yeah.
That's why it was called Falwell,
That's
Massachusetts.
funny. Oh, yeah, that's a direct attack on the Christian right for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you think about it, it really was.
Well, yeah,
Well-
but the fact that she named the town after Jerry Falwell, yeah, that's just hilarious. I was about to say, like,
Can you enlighten me on who this fellow
Jerry
is?
Falwell is he's a bigoted guy who is basically a tent preacher who got big, and he Liberty University founded it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm getting the idea here. All right. Stick 'em.
And then him and like Pat Robertson and Billy Graham used to try to figure out how the hell they can hate people more, So there's the trifecta from,
We love it. Okay.
All right, so she goes to Falwell, Massachusetts in her custom-made car for this movie.
I literally wanted that car.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's badass.
damn.
Yeah,
I
it
mainly
went up
just
for
wanted the
auction a couple
steering
years
wheel.
ago. I said it. They said that it went up for auction a couple years ago.
That's
and I got a pretty penny for it.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly how much, but
That is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Money.
Money.
of course, if I
Show
had that
me the
much
money.
money to throw around on, I would have done that too myself.
Yeah. Send us money.
So she drives into the town, and the town that she drove into, if it looked familiar to you, not only was it Back to the Future
Oh God, I knew it.
had a few of the foregrounds for it, but
Yeah.
also Gilmore Girls, that
Oh,
town that they lived in.
that makes total sense now because I was like, I thought they used some of the same things you saw in the 1950s Back to the Future parts. It seemed like
Yeah.
so because it's supposed to be like the idealized America to the Christian right, which is all these like biddies that are just
Little bitties.
yeah.
Pierre.
Oh, well, hi dear, oh dear. Let's go scrapbooking and
Yeah.
waltzing through the
Like
park.
they have.
eh?
I mean, you just know when you see them. Just walk into a school district office and see who's the secretary. It's
They all have that haircut with like
Yeah.
the bangs that like curl up front and then
Yeah.
the big do and
Yeah.
It has to be the Southeast, I think, because I mean, if you go into New York City, I'm like, no, that's not going to probably be it. But if you go to the Southeast, Bible Belt, you're going to see those people.
yeah, where they insult you with a smile on their face.
Oh yeah, lift your heart as they suck down another stick of butter.
So then her car breaks down in the middle of town and her hood falls off. And then, of course, like the teenage boys were like going and helping her and stuff like that. And of course, like the older folk were like, oh, what?
But all the dudes like said in front of their like in front of the women were like, oh, she's horrible, and then secretly they're like, she's amazing.
Yeah, because they got to be like that.
Yeah.
Isn't it always interesting how it is the youth that's more open-minded and
Yeah.
like everything? Because like even the young teenage girls were like, Elvira, Like, she's
I
so
like-
cool. She's so fun.
I liked that it wasn't like all the women were jealous. It was just the ones that were so stuck up about
Stuck
whatever.
up.
Right.
Stick up their ass. Fake boobs.
Yeah.
The fake boobs. Oh, my.
So another
Poke your
interesting
eye out with those.
another interesting fact, Randy, the blonde boy or whatever, it was between him and Brad Pitt at the time. And Elvira was like, well, if you cast Brad Pitt, I'm going to want to go after him and not after Bob. So they cast the other guy instead.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Well, I guess she was just being honest, though. you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's Brad Pitt.
I know, right?
It's Brad Pitt. I understand.
Even in the 80s, so.
I loved him in Friends.
How'd that work out for her, Rachel?
It's so sad.
All right, so then she checks into like the little bed and breakfast or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, well, cash up front. We know you're biker types or whatever. You're gonna do things to different hotel rooms." Well, then of course, like she asked the girl who brings her stuff to her room, "What is there fun to do in the town?" And she's like, "Oh, the bowling alley." And that's when she should have just left the town.
It was called either Titty or Tidy Bowl.
Titty.
Yeah, I was like, I couldn't figure that out because I only like passed it a little bit, but
It's titty.
that's like, I was like, it has to be. It has to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although, if you think about the town, though, would they really allow titty?
Maybe.
It's subconscious, I think. Yeah, the men were just like, oh, titty. My wife has fake ones. I gotta put this somewhere.
So then she eventually goes to the bowling alley, and then like she gets in a little tuffle with like two of the guys because
Tuffle.
she tried to stab him
A
with a fake
tussle.
knife.
I like tuffle better,
I like
actually.
tuffle. I
It's like you're
tuffle.
getting in a fight with Snuggle Bear.
Yeah, I was just
Like
about to
the-
say, it sounds like
the-
a really cute fight. Like
with the dryer
they
sheets,
got
and it's
do
like,
a tuffle.
Well, she did say stop it, so I don't know.
Hey, can I play?
No! I saw you lean back, and I got immediately angry. I was like, I know what you're about to do.
It's only the coolest cat.
Shut up, cool cat. I'm literally just glaring at your wall right now. I need him to come down.
It's all these furry heads. How much use did that costume get?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so she gets into the tuffle with those guys. That's when we got introduced to Bob, who is her kind of savior. And we were talking about, is he a green flag material or not?
Well, he has an acceptable negative, which is he's just an airhead, but
Yeah.
he means well. So
Yeah.
I would say it's a green flag.
I would say, yeah, he's like that stupid green flag, but not
Yeah.
too stupid, because too stupid is annoying as hell.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And then you get, but you also have like the stupid but not stupid,
Yeah.
the weaponized incompetence. That's just fucking fuck you. He's that
Right.
nice happy. He is just a little dumb,
I-
just a little dumb.
I dated someone so stupid one time that they got angry because they couldn't understand the topic.
Oh.
And instead of saying,
What?
"Oh, that's interesting. Can you tell me a little bit about it so I can understand," that you got angry. I was like, "Okay, this is interesting."
Arr,
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I literally asked them. I was like, "What's wrong with you?" I just don't understand what you're saying. And I'm like, "Whoa."
Then ask me. Don't just sit there and flip off the lid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Flip off your lid.
Yeah.
fucking Chili's, man.
All right, so then she gets they have the lawyers meeting where the housekeepers get like money, and she's like, "Oh yay, if they're getting $5,000 each, what am I going to get?" And she was very disappointed to know that she was getting a house, a book, and a dog.
It's a nice house,
It really is. Once they fixed it up.
but even then, it was just like sheets and some cobwebs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it really a nice house?
Maybe.
In today's economy.
Oh, it's an amazing house in today's
that
economy.
house.
Yeah. And actually, the real estate agent that was playing, he was actually that was his side job, being a real estate agent.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, because he's been in Ghostbusters and all sorts of things. So Ghostbusters 2, actually, because he's like...
So he's a real estate agent?
Yeah, so like he does
Oh.
acting and then he does real estate on the side.
Is it weird
the
that he
hell?
totally looks like a real estate agent?
No,
Yeah.
some people were born to
right.
do the
Some
job.
people
Yeah.
just have that look.
Like, if
to
you
it.
told me about the house, like, but you get a better deal over here, I'd be like, I trust you.
Yeah. You look like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So then the town bands together and they say, if you talk to Elvira or hang out with her, then you are going to get suspended.
To the kids, yeah, because they were like helping bringing the
That
house
is
back up.
the most obedient group of kids I've ever seen. For all of them to originally, until they were guilt tripped into it, be like,
Right.
"We can't. We were told
Not
no.
to."
Oh no!" what
Especially,
could
like,
go
high
wrong? I was
schoolers.
like, "What the fuck?"
Especially high schoolers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a hyper conservative town.
Yeah.
Half of them should have been pregnant if it was realistic.
For real.
Oh no,
It was Jesus, Mama.
they're gonna start passing condoms out to
Kindergartners, yeah.
kindergartners.
Yeah.
And it's-
That was
it
a
was supposed-
legit line.
Yeah, and what's weird, like you brought up, it's supposed to be totally hyperbolic about those types of societies, and yet in Florida, it's the damn...
In 2024.
Literally what's happening.
Yeah.
And that's wild. It's the rhetoric that gets spit out
Mhm.
today.
They're
I was
trying
like,
to groom the
that's fucking
children.
crazy.
Ma'am, how? Like,
The books.
yeah, the books.
It's basically giving condoms to kindergarten.
A tango makes three.
But wait, are we indoctrinating them by saying the Pledge of Allegiance?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
I always feel that's the weirdest shit ever. As a kid, you didn't think it, but as an adult, I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, what are we
Yeah.
doing?
Why?
Pledge allegiance or else.
I pledge allegiance.
Right.
Did I tell you I messed up the Pledge of Allegiance a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
And then they caught me. It was very embarrassing. I forgot what I said. You would think
You're
we
like,
said
damn,
it
I was
every
undercover
day.
until that. I pledge allegiance to the flag.
Nailed it. It's like, oh my god, do you remember in was it Blue Belt where they all stood up and started doing the like
Oh,
song,
yeah.
national anthem song?
And it was everybody was
It's
listening
like
to
everyone
something
was
else.
saying something wrong. That's how I'm gonna start doing
They're probably all like, everybody think of a song you know really well, then lip sync that, and we'll just play something else.
Yeah.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
Never gonna run around.
Or desert you.
Happy French Day.
Wee.
Bluebell versus Cool Cat.
All right,
That'd be
so then
awesome. Wins.
she guilt trips the kids to come into her movie premiere, which is at the old movie theater where they only were able to show G movies.
Oh god, that's Highlands County, Florida.
Yeah, and then till AMC came in. But anyway, and then so she has this whole stage thing done. It was like in the style of Flashdance. You know, there's about to, do the thing, and then like gold glitter pours down on her. But Patty comes in and changes the bucket to tar.
Patty is jealous of Elvira because, like, in the beginning, she
She's got
saw
big boobs.
Bob.
Real boobs.
Yeah,
Bi-
because
real big honkers.
Patty did the torpedo thing with the faux boobs, I guess.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, she was like, "Oh, those will
there's-
poke your eye out."
Yeah, it was like there's padded and then there's this. It was like
Yeah.
pillows instead.
Yeah.
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 Definitely some little jealousy there. And then, of course, like with the tar, she puts some feathers on her. And it's like the evil laugh.
Yeah. That 50-year-old waitress being jealous of what appears to be a 32-year-old Elvira.
Right.
So that's the thing I was kind of funny about. That she's like, I'm going after Bob. I'm like, Bob is half your age.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Poor Bob.
Poor Bob.
there's only one woman in town. It's this 50-year-old.
Yeah. That's single.
With fake boobs.
Don't you want Virginia Slim breath every morning?
Because I can definitely smell that now. Anyway. My mom knew somebody who smoked Virginia Slims. So. Anyway,
that's a cigarette?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
Why
yeah.
was I thinking of like a little sausage breath?
I always think of Virginia Slims now in sausage. Yes, you too, like Slim Jim, can now get Virginia Slims.
Kids will never
It's-
know.
Tobacco, but with jerkified seasonings.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. So then she's like, "Ooh, let me cook you something, Bob." And she cooks up this monster.
Oh, yeah. She messes up the
Oh, yeah.
recipe because she treats it like a real recipe, and then it's actually like
a really recipe book, but it's like a
potions
magical
and
stuff like that.
So she ends up having this giant lizard-like thing, and of course, lots of close-ups of the cleavage because why not? This whole movie has like cleavage and butt shots. The DP must have been really happy.
Hey.
Like, oh, how many takes we have to do? 50? Oh,
Turn. Shake him some more.
we're gonna run out of film. I'll pay. So
Any extra footage we have, I'll take it. I'll take it home. Don't
he just
worry.
splices like. I call this the Elvira cut. It's
just
not even a
titty.
story.
It's literally just her boobs. Yeah.
So then she got the bright idea. She's like, "Ooh, they're having a potluck, so let me make this monster thing for the potluck." But she kind of messed up the recipe because I guess she ran out of an ingredient and was like, "Oh, I'm just going to substitute this thing in there." And then it
Hamburger
turned
helper.
Yeah. And then it turned out to be a kind of like a sexualized love
Casserole.
pushing casserole. And of course, like this Puritan town's all eating it and like, you know, going
the woman
wild.
sat on the guy's face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That seat looks like the perfect size for me. Then she just went plop. And we just went, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden,
Yes,
like the
ma'am.
veterans band decided to play jazz because that's the rock and
Yeah.
That
music
is-
of the town.
That's what they play in Has Been Hotel because it's for sinners.
Oh,
Oh.
I thought it was just for people who like jazz and heroin.
I'm speaking out of my ass
No,
right
I-
now.
I was like, I just thought it was more
jazz is just
upbeat
great
than,
music.
you know, what they were doing.
Yeah, I was like, is that jazz?
And then, of course, like they blamed her, and then her like uncle comes to the town meeting, is like, "Oh yeah, it was Elvira.
The
She's a witch.
evil uncle.
She's a witch." Because I found a ordinance from like the 1600s. Was that the same? Was that the witches 1600s?
Girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you.
And so they were like, "Oh, we're gonna burn her at the stake, and then we're gonna burn the dog too," which is very upsetting. Although the dog was a little shit on the set and would
Bob.
only listen to the trainer, and like the character Bob, he got like scars from the dog just like nibbling on his ankle and
That's
stuff.
so horrible.
Yeah, but you do for a movie though. I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
mean,
Find a better dog.
If that's what it takes to be like the love interest of Elvira,
Although
he's probably like, it's okay, it's fine.
I just got permanent scars. It's all right.
It's everything's fine.
Every time I look at
I need a hug.
every time I look at the scars, I think of her.
Yeah, she just goes up. What can I do to make it better?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
Creative problems have creative solutions.
Too bad for him. She's super gay.
Well, I guess, I mean, bi maybe? I don't know. I
She
just know
was
she's with
together. I
she's with a
looked it
woman,
up
so-
while I was looking. They were together for like 19 years.
Yeah. Oh, I thought they're still together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are together, I
Yeah.
guess, since like 2003.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, just the Brad Pitt comment made me go, oh, maybe it's just bi.
maybe.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Or maybe just closeted. I mean,
I don't know.
how many gay people were outed in the 80s?
Well, I mean, I don't know really speaking from any experience with being gay or bi, but I'm like, but it's Brad Pitt. Who wouldn't?
That is.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Nick, what do you feel?
Mm-mm.
Brad Pitt?
Mm-mm.
Ryan Reynolds?
No.
Ryan Gosling?
No. No. That's not how it works.
Pierce Brosnan.
Derek,
All right, damn it. No.
Derek Savage.
But all that common stuff. But I was just like,
Mr. Kitty.
you want to go ahead and renovate a house? Oh, what's worse is like, oh God, I just pictured, he says, hey, you want to renovate a house? And you're like, sure, man, if you need help, put on the mask. Just put it on. Now call me daddy.
Call me Daddy Derek. I hope he never listens to that.
If he does, well, allegedly.
We're allegedly saying this.
You're going to hear us come out with a video just like sweet talking Derek Savage here in a couple episodes. And
I want to make that a skit where he's just like, put on the mask.
Put on the mask.
Take the hammer and start hammering that. And he just has a cigarette and he's just watching. Oh, yeah. Daddy Derek, do you want me to hit this? You bet your ass.
Horrible. Yeah. And anyhow.
Okay,
This
so
is
then
gonna go on the highlight reel.
she's getting burned on the she's getting burned on the stake, and her dress is. They put like flame retardant on her dress because obviously.
I hope so.
But then her wig kept on getting starting to melt and stuff, so
yeah.
they had to keep on replacing that. So then
So that's some serious heat she was in.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's melting
Jesus
synthetic
fuck.
hair.
Right. Well, synthetic hair does melt easier than regular hair.
Does it?
Jinx.
I just realized that she is so unprepared for our questions.
Well, they're hard questions.
Spotlight is on, Samantha. You're supposed
So
to
we're
know
gonna get
everything.
real hair. We'll come right back. We're gonna get real hair and synthetic hair.
Yeah,
and test this.
you're making an inference. We need to test this theory.
That's your science experience.
Exactly.
Anyway, so she gets released from her shapeshifter dog, which I thought was kind of cool.
because of the ring.
Right. But then the dog gets shapeshifted into like a Doberman.
No, it's a Rottweiler.
Rottweiler.
A Rottie.
Hinted to the ring by having its eyes turn red, and you kind of get the idea that maybe the dog is more than what it seems. I mean, it already was there, but it's definitely more than what it seems when it starts shifting around. And once she uses the ring to cause like weather changes, so it's like a magical ring, whatever her will is, it becomes true. You know.
Right. And then, so then her uncle, because there was something with the with the eclipse.
Lunar eclipse.
Yeah, the new moon when there's no sunshine on it, he can do all this stuff. So he starts becoming like this uber warlock kind of guy.
Mm-hmm. Which was the premise of the movie, because he wanted the book to do this. Because if he did it, then he gets all the power in the world.
Yeah, I think he's like immortal and gets all this power, and then
right, which wasn't true, because then all of a sudden, they had like a little tuffle.
It's a kerfuffle. And
Yeah, and a little scuffle.
Yeah, because it's like, wait a minute, it's scuffle, a kerfuffle, and
a tuffle,
and a tussle. So it's all put together as a tuffle.
It's tuffle.
A
I invented a
truffle
new
tuffle.
word. It's going to be in the dictionary now.
Evidently,
I'll make it.
and then it'll
trend.
be banned by Escambia.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
be banned in my classroom.
Yeah.
Like
I'll put it on
Skibbity
the
toilet.
I'll put it on the board on Monday.
Yeah.
Do not say tuffle.
For those of you who
Don't
don't
say
know,
tuffle.
for those of you who don't know, you can look up Escambia County, Florida, and book ban and see how they've been sued a lot and lost a couple $100,000 trying to defend themselves in the indefensible. Back to you guys.
Short stint.
So,
And we continue.
so eventually, like, there's some things that go on, and then she gets the book, and he dies because his hand came off, and all this other crap happened.
Well, his hand kind of. Wow, you skipped the whole chase scene. So, like, they went. Well, they chased and they got to the Bob ends up getting knocked out. The dog gets knocked out. She tries to get him with the ring, loses the ring. He gets the ring. She runs away. They go to the graveyard. He says, "Look, you all are dead, and I'm alive, and I can do whatever I want."
He didn't say that.
That was mentioned at an earlier time.
Yeah.
So
Not at that moment, but he definitely said it.
So-
You're dead, and I'm alive. I can do what I want.
You got to watch the movie to see if this is true, which it's not.
it's
Implied, I guess.
It's like, no, he straight up said that. Like one of the characters, was it him?
Somebody said that.
Yeah, somebody said that. It was in the graveyard. It's like,
you're dead and I'm alive.
and I could do whatever. Oh, that's right. It was in the house. It was in the house, not in the graveyard.
Okay, it was in the house.
Because he was, he
Morgana.
was like, ha ha ha, you're dead and I'm alive, so I can do what I want.
And we all said, and that's when I made a remark like, hey, that's what I do in the graveyard. And then he actually went to the graveyard in the scene, and then I made the remark. So, anyways, she throws her heel at him.
Stiletto.
Yep, and it goes into his forehead on the left side, just in case Juliana wants me to be specific.
I do.
That's a
Thank
callback.
you. Yeah.
And so
this isn't going to be another freaking smokers episode where you're going to tell me they got shot somewhere.
You can't remember.
Neck. I can't even remember.
it was like throat to the...
Yeah, it needed to be very specific.
Okay.
The chicken was too much.
Oh, no.
So,
Oh, my God. Lisa would have fit in so well with this community.
Right?
gosh, she has big tits.
Oh, no. The big tits. Bob. You should love me.
Oh, remake.
Oh,
So
no.
then he's like, all right, he chases her in the house. Then he reaches into the wall, grabs her throat, and the axe, because it's being jostled, that's mounted on the wall, comes down, cuts off his hand.
And then his hand is like thing in Adam's family where it's
Yeah.
alive.
And it's got the ring on it, so he doesn't have the ring anymore.
Right. And then she
You
like
totally missed the part.
stabs it
Yeah.
and like takes the ring off.
Yeah, but you missed the part with the fact that Bob and Elvira finally got together, like Bella and Edward in the attic.
Okay, it wasn't like Bella and Edward because they broke up in.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah. That was way spicier than what we got.
I'm sorry, Edward. I guess you're just not good enough.
The farts!
Anywho, so then it like kind of fast forwards to the next day after she gets the book and stuff like that. It's just, very anticlimactic because the book burns, the house burns, her whole house is ruined.
But her dead uncle left her an estate, and then we get to the climax.
Right.
Which is actually not the climax, but I'm going to
The
call it the climax.
resolution.
Well,
The climaxing resolution.
And during the scene in Vegas,
Battle
because
of the
she
Tassels.
got her money and went to Vegas, she actually had the flu.
Oh,
during that
no.
scene.
Really?
Yeah, during the whole thing.
She had the flu while doing the
Wow.
tassels?
That's a true actress right there.
Yeah, because you would have never known. I mean, I wasn't paying attention to anything but the tassels. So
Well,
was
that's
the best
probably
scene.
what was that was probably the reason why for the tassels, so nobody would know.
So nobody would know. You know, I do have to point out, you told us that fun fact about the titty tassels and how she can like do that individual wiggle thing.
And then counterclockwise to each other.
I need to know how she does that. Is that something you can learn, or is that like a tongue rolling trick thing?
I'm
where
sure you can
like,
find
are
a
born with
video
it?
on YouTube.
No, I could teach you. I've done it for years.
What? Get out of town.
Where you're like remember the burlesque show with Santa and the titty
Oh, yeah,
tassels?
Oh,
Yeah.
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 There you go.
Bring us to Santa titty tassels.
Ho, ho, ho.
Hose?
There is a YouTube video
Counterclockwise.
on
Oh shit.
tassel twirls.
This is my New Year goal.
There you go.
In the end of the year. Listen, I'm almost done with my book reading goal. I need a new goal.
I
There
just
you go.
picture
There you
like
go.
you getting drunk and then snapping it out and being like waking up the next day and then going, can you please delete when I sent you
How do you know me so well?
my practice video in the mirror with the tassels? Especially since one of them fell off.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and talk about the screenplay ratings. Go ahead. You want to start off?
Oh, me? Okay. I gave it a 7. I thought that Elvira's lines were really, really good. I liked the more modernized commentary and jokes and whatnot. I felt like certain parts of it, I felt like I was watching, I wrote a comment on it, I felt like I was watching a play at some points rather than like a movie, because certain things seemed to be exaggerated, which you see a lot more in a play rather than movies. So it seems like a lot of them were more adapt to live shows rather than film, which is fine. I love a live show.
Right. I gave it an 8 because, like you said, like a lot of it was like hyperbolic and stuff like that. But then that's kind of what I liked about it too, because you don't see that a lot in movies.
Right.
And she was previously like her character like appeared on like Pee-wee's Pee-wee's movies or whatever, adventures.
Pee-wee's Great Adventure.
And those are very hyperbolic and very out there. So I think that, like, you know, she brought some of that over to her own movie kind of thing.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, you could see it a lot of the times. And yeah.
What about you, Nicholas?
I'm a little disappointed you totally missed my whole Pee-wee thing. Like I did the thing.
I heard it.
You did?
Yeah. But did anyone miss it?
What's the magic word? There's always a magic word. Didn't you watch this thing?
We'll be back
it was a
after
long
this
time
brief
ago.
intermission.
Wow, that was a long time ago. What is the magic word?
It's whatever the word of the day is. So if you say it and they just go, ah!
Oh yeah, nobody knows it though, so
That's
I don't
right.
know.
Well,
I don't know what the word is.
Wait, okay, hold on. Cue me in. I've never seen freaking Pee-wee.
So Pee-wee's Playhouse is if you just the most 90s kids show you could possibly imagine while pulling on the 50s look, but being exaggerated. Like if B-52s threw up a kids show.
So
This had, by the way, this had, you know, the guy who played Morpheus.
Jared Leto?
Morpheus? No, it's
No.
Morbius. Morpheus in The Matrix. I'm trying to make sure because it's like
In what?
in The Matrix, Morpheus,
The main character?
one of them, I guess.
white dude?
Keanu Reeves was the
Yeah, Keanu Reeves.
yeah, but that's not.
Is that not
no,
Morpheus?
No.
No.
Listen,
That's
I've
Neo.
never seen The Matrix.
God damn it.
Oh no.
I've seen it once. So.
I am small.
He's in Hannibal.
This is a long
Yeah.
string of like, oh, have you heard this? No.
Okay,
Have you seen this?
So anyway.
No. Did you know this?
So he was
No.
Cowboy Curtis in Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Anywho,
So it's
I'm sorry I got us off on this.
yeah, Lawrence Fishburne. So
Oh, I love Lawrence Fishburne.
oh, so if I was avoiding his name, so I didn't think you know.
No,
him.
I know Lawrence Fishburne. He's the hobo man in the
Hobo with a shotgun.
fucking the other Keanu Reeves movies.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of.
Yeah, no, the fucking,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, John Wick.
yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's the homeless man, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
leader
yeah.
of the
But
homeless-
he's Cowboy Curtis in Pee-wee's Playhouse. So
Oh, Lawrence Fishburne.
What's your rating?
Makalaka hey, Makalaka hi, you know that thing. Anyway.
Yeah.
You could tell I played the first
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I watched it. I watched
Yeah,
that
yeah.
show. Yeah. All right, so I gave it a 7. It was a good. I think it was really good. It wasn't setting out itself to be like some sort of satirical masterpiece. It was just like we're just gonna make fun of them. I'm gonna use some of my experiences. We're gonna have a good time. And I think this was a fun film to make.
Right, and it didn't take itself seriously at all.
No. I would love to be on a project like this. This must have been like so much fun to make,
Right.
And and that where everybody's having a good time. Hopefully, since there's no background on like somebody yelled at somebody for being in their shot, they're fine.
Right.
Right.
So good stuff.
All right, what about direction?
I gave it an 8.
Yeah, same.
I gave it an 8 as well.
Nice.
good.
We're all
Yeah.
on par with that one.
Pretty good.
This is like a really good American cheeseburger. This movie. That's what it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think
It's
satisfying.
You're not getting like the best steak. You're not looking for that.
Right.
It's something fun.
Right.
Acting, I gave it a 10. They did exactly what they set
really?
out to do.
Wow.
And they nailed it. Like it didn't get it didn't get cringy for me. That's what impressed me. You went hyperbolic. You went
Yeah, that
fun
was-
and cheesy, and it didn't go into a cringe form, which is hard to do.
Yeah, because like sometimes like especially like movies that don't take themselves seriously or take them too seriously, like there are instances where you're like,
Yeah. Well, think about like when you.
But they didn't do that,
Well, you know how you
and I
go.
just changed my rating to a 10 because of that.
Well, you know how you go to work or something like that, and they make those work videos, and they're trying to be funny, and like they know it's cheesy, but it's cringy instead.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like I remember there was a school I worked at, and
Services.
yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
So they did like the introductions of like all the departments and grades or whatever, and it was just like really, okay, fine.
Yeah. I gave it an 8. I personally felt like some of it, like Bob. I don't know.
That's what I loved about it, though. Bob was...
I know.
Yeah.
I get the appeal, but I was just kind of like, oh.
Well, I think it was a role reversal from women always being the bimbo back
The
then.
bimbo.
And then
Right.
he is now the
That's
bimbo.
fair.
He's the himbo. He was like one
He's
of the
the
OG's
himbo.
himbos. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Very
Aw.
himbo-ish. All right, cinematography.
You just captain for that, you jerk. No,
I did.
Cinematography.
no, I'm kidding.
Cinematography.
I'm sexist.
10.
10.
No, I gave it a 7.
No, I gave it an 8.
I gave it a for real.
Oh, okay, I was like, whoa, okay. I gave it an 8.
Yeah.
I was like, ah, shit.
Although I'm very surprised you two gave it an 8 and not a 10 because
I gave it a 7. But I mean,
Or a 7.
I gave it a 10 for what I like, but a 7
that's
for
what I was
actual
gonna.
technical
That's what I was like
ability.
thinking.
Technical ability was a 7. It was good, but it
Yeah.
wasn't trying anything special.
Yeah, there wasn't like special angles or anything like that. It was just very straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Editing, though, I gave a 10.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Oh, I gave it a 6.
because the pacing was fantastic. I thought it was great.
There were a couple of shots that I was like, why?
Oh, you
did
mean
we
like-
edit like that?
So if it's what I'm thinking of, that's where I nailed it on the special effects. If that's what you're thinking.
No, there were certain aspects, like, okay, it's like her dance on stage where they showed the same shot like
Oh
5
yeah,
times.
that's the.
Or like there was one where she like went forward with her head and then they showed that 3 times, like
Yeah.
the same shot, and I was like, why are we doing this?
So
I didn't like it.
that was a stupid trend back then. That was popular.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's bad.
It is bad.
I didn't like it.
But it didn't bother us back then. It was kind of like, yeah, that's the thing they're doing.
Oh,
So-
yeah. I did not. I was like, okay, if we're going to do like quick cuts and whatnot, like I totally get that. But doing the same shot 5
Yeah.
times.
It was
in
supposed
a
to
row.
emphasize how cool it was. Like,
It's like,
This is
yeah,
what we
it's
can
like the
do
equivalent of the
with
kid being like,
the-
watch this. And then they do a stupid little fucking jump.
do you know about Stewart from Mad TV?
No.
Oh,
Oh, you know what I
Yeah, sure,
forgot
yeah.
to say? The budget.
7 million.
7.5.
7.5 million.
And it only made 5.6.
Oh, you suck, 1988 moviegoers.
Boo.
Mm-hmm. But of course, when it was released on VHS, sorry, a lot of people bought it.
Sweet.
That's nice.
I wonder why.
I don't know. I have
Pause.
no clue.
Rewind. Pause.
Rewind. Pause.
Does this thing have looping?
Oh my gosh, I didn't think about that until now.
Yeah.
A lot of German guys went ahead and
Okay.
rented a VHS player and a.
Brought to you by this cat Riesling that we have.
Meow meow.
Meow meow.
What is
All
up
right.
with every episode
Meow.
having some sort of cat reference?
Oh my god. Cool cat, baby cat, the cat
It's a cat trend.
Yeah.
We got to figure out a dog trend now.
Riesling. Woof.
Woof, woof.
You
I
know
guess
what
it's.
I'm
I guess
woofing.
it's like. Words.
Uh,
Anyway,
Bach dog.
special effects.
So good. 5.
5.
I gave it an 8 because it's supposed to. I feel like it was supposed to be that
The shoe,
way.
the really bad lightning,
And I guess the
shooting
fire
thing.
breath,
Yeah.
when he died and like he was just a bunch of lights and
But again, I'm gonna
Best
guess
special
I'm
effects was
thinking
the
about
fire.
like nostalgia, childhood memories where
Oh,
it was
yeah.
supposed to be like that. It wasn't supposed to again take itself seriously. So I figured the special effects wasn't taking themselves seriously either with all the cheesy stuff that they did with the dog
just
too.
The 80s.
It's budget. It was budget.
I was gonna say it seems like a little bit of both.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah.
I guess that's what made it a children's film.
I bet you if I watch Halloween Town, they have the same special effects.
Oh, yeah.
I actually notated. Okay, so there was a moment where when the dog's eyes like went red, I was like, oh my God, that's the fucking like effects they use in the Goosebumps TV show in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, he's evil.
Making
Oh no! And the dogs bark, 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 bark.
Turn off your headlights.
Making connections. All right. Overall, I give it an 8.
7.
I'm trying to figure out what the math is on this. I got
A calculator.
47 divided by 60. I think that's...
I have my calculator up. Hold on.
Oh, sweet.
Should be an 8.
Neither one
It's
of
a
us.
7.8, so an 8.
8, yeah. That's what I thought. All right. So, yes, I gave it an 8.
And I would keep this because mostly for nostalgia reasons.
Listen, I would stream it unless you're watching it for 2 specific reasons, and then you might want to keep it.
I'm gonna give you my rating based on through Daddy Derek voice.
No,
No.
No.
Oh yeah, I'd keep it.
Ew.
You know what the
You
thing
know-
is you guys got to get some monitors because that sounded way worse.
Oh, we'll listen to this.
Yeah, exactly. We listened to it
We'll-
at the gym.
And we'll forget about it. And then all of a sudden that would be like, oh, yeah.
It'll be like the thing that I go back and I'm like, what in the world is that? Like when Sam said 2004 instead of 2024.
All right. So when we come back, we're going to be checking out a fairly modern film, Abigail. Second pick from Samantha.
2024.
Yeah, the 2024 one. 2024 one. So that has to deal with a vampiric incident. So we'll catch you back on that and just stay tuned. Okay. We're back.
All right.
Woo!
So I was like waiting for you to look up and I was like,
No.
I'm just going to say it. There's like a 2 or 3 second pause there because I hit record and then I was
Long
like,
pause.
it's just dead air.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
Zoning out over there.
So, Abigail, Samantha, your second pick.
All right. So Abigail is a 2024 horror movie.
Horror movie.
Yeah. Written by Stephen Shields and Guy Busick. The director was Matt Bentinelli.
Bentinelli.
Yeah.
And
Bentinelli.
Tyler Gillette.
Gillette?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't...
I apologize.
Yeah.
I apologize, guys. Sorry. Actors Alicia Ware, who is Irish, by the way, and she learned how to speak an American accent by watching TV.
Is that Abigail?
Yep.
Really? That's way cool.
Irish vampire.
Irish.
That's why she spent so much time in front of the television perfecting her American accent.
That's
You know
way
what's
cool.
hilarious is seeing in a Facebook comment section someone saying that someone doing an Irish accent was racist, and I just laughed. 'Cause I was
What?
like, that's not a race.
No, dude.
Like, how stupid is that?
I
Oh
do
my goodness.
accents all the time.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
2 accents all the time. Like what? And you're like, well, like Chinese, or it's like, oh boy.
Oh, wait. Wait a second.
Why does it sound like
That is not a good example, no.
Russian? You racist?
Oh, no, I'm racist.
You just killed a bunch of people.
I just murdered so many people.
Inside joke. All right, so Melissa.
Inside joke. I murdered a bunch of people. It's an inside joke.
It is a great inside joke.
It is
You wouldn't understand, Nick.
right.
You don't have
Murdering
jokes
a
like
bunch
us.
of people.
Melissa Barrera, Angus Cloud,
R.I.P.
Dan Stevens.
I love him.
Where you can find this streaming is on Peacock. All right, so let's get into
Summary.
Summary.
summary. I don't know. So these people kidnap a 12-year-old, a quote unquote 12-year-old girl.
Matt Gates again. Allegedly.
Now going into this film though, like there's like something wrong with her because one, just about hearing about it and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that like the girl's a vampire. And if you didn't, spoiler, ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha. That's what you get.
Okay, so they kidnap this girl who is allegedly, a 12-year-old girl, and they bring her to a house, which Lambert tells them to do, which the house, by the way, is in Ireland, and it's the Guinness Manor that
That's
it was
cool.
filmed in.
Nice.
That's fun.
Is it a world record?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think maybe they're talking about the Guinness beer.
That's
in
also who
Ireland.
made the world record book.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the same Guinness.
Oh my goodness, what is wrong with me? Why
Well,
can't
today
I
you
make
learned.
connections?
Yeah, they made
Well,
the
because who
book.
would have thought? Because there's also Guinness beer.
Well, it was to help with. Apparently, it was to help with like arguments at the bar. So they had a book, a guide that basically said things that you would argue about. Like, no, this is the longest. No, this is the longest. Well, in the Guinness, it says right here.
So Guinness beer, Guinness World Records,
Yeah.
Guinness
Same.
Ireland.
Yep.
Cool.
Same. Oh,
Today you learned.
What I learned. So, yay for you.
So vampires.
So they kidnap this girl, and there's a bunch of like mixed match people. They really don't know each other. They only know that like they got to kidnap this girl for like what $7 million that they all
Each.
get. And so they bring her. They take her from the home, bring her to another place. And so they chain her up, which, thinking about it now, it's like, okay, sure, you chain up like a 12-year-old girl.
Right.
That seems kind of weird.
But I
and
thought it was handcuffs.
strange.
It was, but like
Yeah.
to a chain.
Right.
Oh, well,
it was
you know.
like,
There was like a chain and
yeah, 'cause
chain
what it-
attached
yeah.
to handcuffs.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
if you put a rope there, she would just untie the knot because she's just there.
well,
Right,
she
but-
slipped out of the handcuffs anyway.
Well, yeah,
so.
but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
So it
think they
really
made them
didn't
for 12
matter.
years old.
I don't know, but also if it were a normal 12-year-old child,
Mm.
would you really need to restrain them like that?
I don't know.
No,
I mean, they don't know
probably
that
not.
this is all going on, so I don't think they were thinking it was overkill. I mean, I would think they would just use like a zip tie or something.
Right. I mean,
Right,
I think I would
something
just
simple.
lock
But I guess
the
they're
door.
quote unquote
I
professionals.
don't know. Let me go ahead and call it Matt Gates.
Right.
So,
So they all have like pseudonyms for the Rat Pack, too, if you notice that. And then the Lambert guy was like, "Oh, you guys are the Rat Pack." Da, da, da.
Okay, what's the Rat Pack?
it's a reference to like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, a bunch of old
Frank,
like
Dean.
lounge
Right.
singers. Yeah.
Ah, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
And
totally
then-
Kevin Durant.
But then
on
they
that
just
right now,
randomly
where I'm like,
gave
oh,
the one dude Don
black guy,
Rickles.
Don Rickles.
Right, because
Yeah.
he wasn't like sometimes in it and sometimes not part of it. Like
No, he was just a
depending on-
comedian.
Oh, he was just comedian.
Yeah, really good comedian.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. So continuing on. So there's like 2 women and 4 guys.
Yeah, Frank, the big guy, Kevin Durant, Dean. No, I think that's 3.
Oh, 3
Three
guys.
dudes. No, the black guy. Yes. What? What's
Racist.
his name?
No, just kidding.
What was
Jeez.
Don Rickles?
Don Rickles.
Yeah.
He was the Marine, and like, there's this Joey character who's like, "Oh, I can read everybody in this room. Give me money."
Detective.
And so
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, you're a detective. You're a Marine. You're like rich bitch kind
Also,
of thing."
Did they ever explain how she could do that? Like why she was so freaking perceptive? She was a medic.
Right.
That's it.
I have no
A
She was
idea.
medic
a
junkie.
medic
Why is she so
Junkie,
perceptive?
because she's on drugs. That's why.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know.
She's obviously a great judge of character for some reason, but not her own. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Anywho.
Anywho, so of course, they're like not supposed to say like their real names or whatever or what they do. So that was kind of like, her going around being like, oh, you is like, oh shit, this, I don't know. But anyway, so then they get locked into this house, okay, with this 12-year-old girl. They don't know they're locked in it yet, okay? They just know that they gotta keep track of this girl until like what, 2 or 3 days or something.
24 hours.
24 hours so that they can get like the ransom money, which, by the way, never happens. It was all set up.
No, $7 million for you.
Damn it.
Darn.
This is why I'm doing this. No, just kidding. So then then they're like, oh, well, I don't know what happens.
They start. Okay, so
I just
so
help
this is
me.
the fact that I cook dinner and I have more of a synopsis of the summary in my head.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So basically, they end up going to the place in the mansion. They have the kid in there. The army medic, I forget her name, goes into the bedroom. Joey goes into the bedroom to check on the girl. The girl starts revealing some things that obviously are sending up some red flags. She comes back and says, do you even know who she actually belongs to? She basically threatened me. And the one guy that's a detective is like, oh, don't worry about it. She's just trying to get under your skin. But then it gets under his skin that she's freaked out because she's an army medic. He goes, not that he knows this yet, but he kind of gets the fact that she's serious in some way. Goes in the bedroom, where basically he finds out that this head dude in organized crime is super dangerous and happens to be apparently that guy's kid.
Right.
So he comes out and he's like, holy shit, we need to just, like, he just starts grabbing his stuff and leaving.
And he's like, I'm out.
He's out.
Yeah. And then.
So then he tries to go out of the house or whatever. And then they find out that they're locked in.
Right.
Like, completely.
Yeah, that's a bit of a fast forward, but yeah. Because at first they're like, well, why should we go? Blah, blah, blah. And they kept on going back and forth until they realized, no, we should go.
Right.
And that's when Don Rickles.
Wasn't it Don Rickles? Yeah, the military. He was like,
that's
I'm
two
out.
military they had.
Yeah, they had army medic. And then what did he do?
Marine.
Okay. I'm blanking. Yeah, but he was like, I'm out. And I can't blame him.
Right.
And then he was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
second one to die.
Because the
first one it was
was Angus Cloud.
Yeah, Angus Cloud, his character died in the basement. The one girl like comes down there, finds his decapitated head, and then they're like, it must be such and such, and that's when the Marine's like, I'm getting the F out, and then dead,
Right, like the whole, how people get murdered, blah blah blah.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm. So
there was a few jump scares too in between there, and of course,
like Dean's jump scare.
Oh my god, that
both
freaked me out.
Oh my god,
where like they kind of split up and they all went into like their rooms, and I can't remember her name, the rich bitch's name. Who does it for kicks? Sammy. Yeah. She's like, she's like in the room watching cartoons, and all of a sudden there's like some shit in the background. I'm like, everybody's like, ah. And then it just turned, and then it was like what looked bear, like a bear.
It was a bear mask.
It was a bear.
Yeah. Like I was wondering why you guys were freaking out because it was like, and it was just light up something.
Well, because
I wasn't expecting a jump scare to happen right then and there. Like,
right. And especially not a bear face.
Yeah. I was kind of sucked into it. I was like, wow, old television. She's just like, whatever.
Watching
oh my God.
You kind of knew something was going to happen, but then you didn't know what. And then when the bear face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of liked Don Rickles. Mm-hmm. I keep wanting to say Pickles. Mr. Pickles.
Tommy Pickles?
I like Tom Pickles. I liked his better because I don't know, like the concept of having a conversation with somebody face to face and then like making a plan, right? And then 2 fucking seconds later, he's been slashed. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
She took like 3 steps and then turned around and he was like,
well, he basically pulled a Samuel L. Jackson. Like, if you've ever seen Deep Blue, he does this big speech and he's all like, yeah, and then we're going to survive. And then he's dead. Like immediately after.
Yeah.
Like he's like in this tank and like the shark just jumps out, grabs him, pulls him right in. And they're like, oh shit. Okay, well.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Deep Blue, check it out.
He was too competent. He had to die early on.
Yeah,
Because there can only be one competent.
And besides, he was the one who
person.
wanted to leave her.
Right,
so.
exactly. Too competent. Like the only person with a good...
Are you saying competent or confident?
Competent.
Competent. Okay. Because I couldn't tell if you were just really
He's
emphasizing
both
confidence.
competent and confident. He's both.
I just, okay.
He was confident in his competent choice to leave.
Okay. Because, like, I'm like, I know I'm like, listen to this. Are you saying competent or confident or both at the same time?
No, him and Sammy.
Yeah.
Sammy being the one who was like, no.
Yeah.
Fuck you all. This is a bad idea. No, I'm out.
And they find out, like, nothing kills the kid because she reveals herself as being the vampire eventually. And then,
right. And then they, like, everybody goes to, you know, the staples for vampires. Garlic. Crosses.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
the
stuff that
only
doesn't...
two things that work are sunlight and steaks.
Yeah, and that drug, apparently. But then they, like, drugged her and just, like...
And then instead of trying to kill her, they just fucking locked her up again.
Right, like,
could have just
they
killed
just
her.
put her in a elevator cage, which, hello.
Yeah, they should have done. They should have just killed her and then played the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme right afterwards.
Honestly, though, would that have worked? Because apparently Lambert was just peeping on him the whole fucking time from the basement.
But he was also trying to find a way to kill her.
Right, but then to take over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, he would have killed him too.
I think what would happen is he would have let him go because then she's dead and it's like, oh, cool. I'll just let him go and say, yeah, this happened. And then he can try to kill the boss or whatever.
Right. Because, like, to be honest, like, if they would have killed her, what was his motivation for keeping them there? Other than maybe he was hungry or something. I don't know.
Right.
Because it's not like
Or
they
maybe
found the connection yet.
Well, it seems like it's pretty difficult for a freaking vampire to kill not a child vampire, but a different vampire like the dad.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he was gonna...
Even though it's like sunlight or steak or like looking to your right and opening the boards.
Yeah. I gotta say, my favorite thing about these vampires is that they fucking explode.
Yeah.
There was a lot of blood. They used a lot of fake blood.
Dude. Yeah. Like, whoa,
I think they were they said, like, in the fun facts place or whatever, that this was like one of the movies that used like a ton of blood.
Yeah.
Like
Might
the
be
most
Evil
blood
Dead.
ever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Evil Dead.
Yeah, because they do a lot of over the top gore. So did what was it? Hide and Seek.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
They did the exploding bodies.
Yeah.
Bodies.
Oh, hide and seek. Not hide.
Yeah. So
I don't think I've seen that.
Eventually, what ends up happening is a lot of twists and turns that you wouldn't expect, and they end up having to. Well, first they're trying to get the edge up on the girl. The girl's actually super strong. She pretends she's still captured and plays games with them to see who's going to betray who.
Right.
Gets out of the cage.
Right.
Wipes out everybody except for two.
Right. Well, she turns Sammy.
Sammy.
Oh yeah, Sammy. Yeah,
And
because
then
she
Sammy
bit her.
took out
One bite.
muscly dude,
Yeah.
big guy.
Yeah.
So
What's
if it's
his
one
accent?
bite, they can take over you once it's in your system, I guess.
Right.
And then if you drink their blood, you're independent. So that's an interesting rule.
Well, and Abigail also said at the end that she had many centuries of practice with the whole mind control thing too.
Right.
Oh, that's true.
So maybe the one guy who's the villain and everything, what's his name? Lambert in the movie, but what's his actor name? Real name. His actor name. I don't know.
Charlie Sheen? No.
What?
I remember looking it up and it was really
Winning.
hard to say.
No, he's first of all fantastic and everything, but it seemed like maybe he was he turned what's his face? Oh my god, I'm so great with names today.
That's okay. I just
Legion,
kept on thinking like
Dan Stevens, Frank.
Well, what's crazy is Dan Stevens sounds like the voice actor who did Garrus in the video game. So
Yeah.
I know. As soon as I said it's like this guy, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, that guy. I mean, I love him in other things. But it
Mass
seems like
Effect,
maybe he was I wonder if it wasn't necessarily that if you drink the blood, like that's a rule. I wonder if he was just fucking with him and he didn't know the trick yet himself and was just lying about it.
Well, because
I mean, we'll never know that. But.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, I think it's just any blood
interesting.
because when Sammy turned, she really didn't get possessed until she drank what's his name's blood, right?
No, I
No.
thought it was the music.
Oh, it was the music. What then? Whose blood did she drink?
She didn't.
She didn't.
She only got bit.
That's
and that's
what
why
I'm
I think
saying.
the
That's
rule
why I
is
think-
the bit is you can take them over bit and you give them your blood means they're independent.
But or maybe he was just lying about that, and he doesn't know how to actually make somebody a puppet. And he's like, "Well, if you drink my blood, you'll be independent."
It's kind of weird because they don't establish it. So
No, I know,
Right.
I know. It's just a theory
That's
of mine.
Yeah.
I
I think it's wrong, but it's all right.
all right, fuck you. I'm leaving. I'm out. But yeah, no, it was very fast paced too with everything that
Yeah, that was
happened
good.
afterwards, and then
Yeah,
everyone got
definitely-
turned. And
There wasn't really definitely
fucking
like a
killed.
lull where it was like, oh my God, when is this gonna
right.
stop? It was just constant.
Yeah. I did like the twist of Frank becoming the villain in the end. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, him turning into a vamp, being like, all right, bite me,
Yeah.
and then turning into the villain. I was like, all right.
Bite me. I'm gonna kill everybody now.
Yeah. I did think there were maybe too many twists. I was like, okay. Like,
What a twist.
what a twist. First of all, Frank becoming a vampire. Okay. Woo, that's a good twist. That's fun. And
Right.
then if it were just like the chick and Abigail, I almost said Annabeth, Joey and Abigail trying to fight back Frank, I was like, all right, that could be a fun little whatever. But then
Right.
they had to go and like, I don't know. First of all, how's a human faring against two like vampires?
Well, like especially when she was like thrown
So many times.
so many times,
So many
like
times.
yeah.
and again and like she was like
It's like
thrown
she was
on
trying
like
to
the top
remodel
of the
the home with her
library
body.
and like
right. And like, I don't know. But then I would have been fine too if Abigail was like, okay, goodbye. What was the point of the OG dad coming in? Other than to give Abigail some sort of freaking closure or something, standing
I don't
up to
know.
her daddy.
Look
But
how,
I was like, come on.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
let her, like,
it was
we coulda
unnecessary.
it was unnecessary.
I mean, you
Just
could have
let her
just
leave.
had her right without the whole dad.
I think
Right.
the problem is
sequence,
with horror films, sometimes they reveal too much instead of just
Yeah.
being like, let it roll. We have a mystery. What does the dad look like? Da da da. Da.
Right. Like,
So-
the
right. But did the
theory.
dad actually exist?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, because that was my thinking too. Like some way through the movie, I was like, you know, how she's like, oh, I'm pulling the strings.
Right.
You know, I'm like, she's keep on talking about a dad, but
Is she really?
is
the
she
dad?
really?
Well, I would have been, I thought maybe like they introduced him because he was going to be some big name actor or something in the role. You know, they'll
Is
do
this
that.
Nicolas
They'll be
Cage
like,
again?
yeah, right? Like Nick Cage walks out. And it's not even like her dad, it's just Nick Cage.
Yeah. yeah.
and he's not even a vampire. He just comes out and is like, Abigail, what are you doing?
Not even.
She's like, no, I'm sorry, Nick Cage.
She pulls out like these fake teeth, and she's like,
Like,
I have
I
no
don't
idea why these
know.
people.
Be like, Or and then like talking to like a foreign accent. I'm sorry, Daddy.
I'm sorry, Daddy. Is that
God.
I just wanted to play. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's why I like leaned forward when he came out. I was like, who's it gonna be? And then I was like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, and then it was very anticlimactic. She was like, "Oh, let her leave, Daddy."
Got
Oh,
rickrolled
okay.
by the reveal.
I was like, what? Literally, the only funny thing about that was the fucking main chick, Joey, leaving and being like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, at least she acknowledged that.
Test
It was like,
audiences
what the
are
fuck?
like,
Yeah, they were like, you need to add a line in there real quick.
Yeah.
Being like, just echoing what audiences are thinking, which is, what the fuck?
yeah, yeah. So, what do you give the screenplay?
I give it a 10.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. Why'd you give it a 10?
Yeah, I'm wondering that myself.
Because it was like very fast paced. It was kind of like, you know, go, 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 go. It wasn't like any lull periods. And it just, you know, I mean, yeah, it was a bunch of twists. But again, like normally you don't have that many twists. So it just kept on keeping me guessing, I guess.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes, because like even like, you know,
If
watching
you guess
movies
the one
again,
twist, then you're like, oh.
right? Because then you guess the one twist and you're like, oh, okay, now I know what's going to happen from here on out. Oh, wait, no, I don't. what the fuck is going to happen? What is happening? So
That's fair.
Yeah.
I gave it a 7. Because I don't know. I mean, with the whole twist thing, and then I thought it was a pretty fun story, somewhat predictable at times with the plot line, and then also a little cheesy at times. But I did really like how the characters were written and then subsequently played, and I'll get to that in acting. But like, I really liked your Gen Z representation of a spoiled rich girl who's just and then the big guy, he reminded me of like a low intelligence barbarian. And he was fucking hilarious. Every word that like he's so stupid. But again, not like annoying stupid.
I want another
I'm sure to them annoying stupid.
They need another Dungeons and Dragons movie and put him in as a barbarian.
Put him in.
Yeah.
I swear he plays stupid so well.
Oh, you got to see Smoking Aces because he plays basically a stupid Nazi.
Oh, I love it. You know what you should see? The Mortal Instruments.
But we just did. That's exactly what this film was, but
no.
better.
Exactly? Really?
So, have vampires and people battling them, and there you go.
I did love that comment. Which vampires are we talking about here? True Blood, Twilight? What do you want?
Good analysis, actually. Suki.
all right, what did you give it a...
I give it a 7 out of 10. Most of what you were saying, was the reason for that. It got Danger Close with 6 with that big plot hole where it's like, look, there's sunlight right there. No, okay. And even though she turned into a vampire, they did show her skin starting to smoke because it wasn't enough light. And I'm like, man, her whole entire arm exploded with like a indirect basement light.
Yeah.
And then this one's like dancing right with windows that are barely slatted, and it's like, nah, a little smoky smoke.
Right.
A little smoky.
Like,
even
bullshit.
though we've already established they immediately explode.
Yeah. It'd be kind of funny. She just spun around, went, oh, well, oops.
Well, maybe I
Wow.
need to mark some points off for that too.
Yeah.
All right. It's
Anyhow.
down
Feel
to
silly now, huh? With your
9.
10.
I know, I do feel silly.
How silly.
I retract that information.
That's okay.
Silly.
It's just
Silly, Sam. Silly.
So direction, what do you think?
All right.
Do you like the word directed?
I said 8.
I said 8.
8.
Yeah. I felt like direction was typically fine, but again, I felt like sometimes we didn't know.
A strong
A strong.
golf clap.
Yeah.
Right.
You
and
did very good.
Yes,
Very good. It's on the green.
Very good.
What kind of annoyed me was when the
Bloody
door
pretty.
opened in the kitchen and the director thought, oh, let him just go out and explore and say hello.
Oh, the cliche.
Hello.
Saying hello.
And some of the
Yeah.
cliches, for sure.
Yeah.
At least they didn't have Mr. Pickles,
That'd be
Rickles die first, because then
Mr.
that would have been a total horror
Pickles.
cliche.
Oh, yeah. Well, becoming hilarious is if they did a horror comedy, but you're in the perspective of the killer, and the killer hears the person say, hello, hello, and you're like, wow, they actually do that. Like,
Didn't they do that in what are those Scream parody movies?
oh, Scream?
Scary movie.
Oh,
Scary
Scream. Oh.
Movie. Don't they do that in Scary Movie? At one point, the ghost is like, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you know what's
Shut
funny? In our little research before we do this haunt thing, which we'll be doing tomorrow, the whole thing of like translucent ghosts came about in the 1800s because of photography. Like the whole idea of translucent ghosts didn't really exist until that point. Everybody saw ghosts as a solid person in front of you in some way, shape, or form, but never like floaty or anything like that until the 1800s. So really, if you see a ghost, it's going to
Interesting.
look like a person.
But how do you really know unless you've seen one?
So the depictions, no, just continue describing it.
I'm just kidding.
No, I don't. All
right,
So
acting.
acting, I gave it 10 out of 10. I think they did really good.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I gave
They
it
did
a 10 out of
amazing.
10.
All of them.
Especially the child star, because that's where it
Yeah.
gets dicey. And she was good. Like, 'cause
Right.
she sounded intimidating. I was
Alicia
like, damn.
Ware.
Alicia Ware.
Yeah, she did really great, I think. And all
Yeah,
of them
and
had been in something before, but
Right.
not like huge
Something
starring
major,
roles. I
right.
mean, what's her name? Melissa Barrera was like the main actress in Scream. And she, like the new ones.
Oh, yeah.
And she
yeah.
did a really great job in those too.
Big,
Um,
support Miss Barrera. I think she got
Yeah.
the short end of the stick over that whole thing. We're gonna fire you because your tweets about Palestine. It's like, really?
Did
Man.
they? Is that what they fired her over?
Yeah.
For Scream?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And then the magically, whatchamacallit ended up saying she had scheduling conflicts.
Wow.
And I think that was in solidarity with her because she's like, that was a little like it wasn't super like it was, from what I understand, it wasn't super controversial. If I remember reading it, like when it did happen, I was like, that was a bit much. I don't know. It just didn't seem like it was on the like that spectrum of QAnon bullshit.
Maybe they were just looking for a reason.
I don't know.
Right.
I think people were just scared of their shadow at that point. And now they're not so much, but it took her out. But that sucks.
Yeah.
Hopefully she does well.
Yeah, I mean,
Again,
she's awesome. So
Yeah. Again, I think I've been at jobs where it's like, oh, you breathed wrong, you're fired. Or you're like, you're in trouble. I'm going to write you up for breathing wrong.
yeah.
Come to my office
I was
because
working
you're
at
breathing wrong.
Well,
Walmart.
yeah. Walmart. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Not really. I mean,
I say that begrudgingly.
begrudgingly.
All right, cinematography.
Cinematography.
I give it a 9.
Yeah,
I gave it a 10.
I gave it a 9 as well. There's only a few times where I was like, lighting could have been a little bit better, but it's very small stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
the lighting.
Really liked it.
The lighting had to be adjusted because in Ireland there's only so much nighttime light.
Yeah.
They live in a polar
So-
region.
Right.
More science facts for you.
Yep.
Brought to you from 5th grade
So
curriculum.
that was actually in the thing they had trouble with.
Well, yeah, because they had to dim it down in post because it's trying to be like a night at some point.
Okay, that's what I was picking up. I was like,
Right.
dude, did you color this wrong? What the
Right.
hell?
Because of
Okay.
the fact that they filmed in Ireland and therefore there's only
I'm
like
pretty
a
proud
short
of myself
time of
picking that up too. Because I
nightlife.
was like, I barely missed it, but I was like, or almost missed it, I should say. Because that's when I said, hey, I don't want to spoil something, but I'm catching things. Like,
yeah.
And the other thing is, and I'll just jump into editing. I gave cinematography a 9, but the editing I gave a 6
Oh.
because some of those quick shots just were crap. I was like, why are you flipping the look at this face, van, face, van, face. I was like, why? Why are you doing these quick cuts? This doesn't make sense. So like you could do a solid shot on somebody without having to, reaction because you kind of feel more deep into it. But those cuts were distracting.
I didn't know. I didn't find them
notice
distracting
either.
at all.
No.
So,
It kind of just flowed for me. It was
Yeah.
like doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo.
And this was
doo-doo-doo.
I guess more, it was more obvious in the beginning than it was towards the middle and end. But the beginning it was real bad. I was like, dude, you don't need to be doing quick shots like this. This is this smash cutting of all these different shots.
Oh.
So
I didn't really
Well, at
notice,
first, are you talking about the dance sequence?
no, I'm talking about
Oh.
just in the van where they're getting prepped, and we're talking like 3 camera shot differences on angles. For some reason, they just like angle, and you're doing like 3 or 4 cuts in a period of less than 10 seconds or even 15 seconds. So yeah, I was like, that's just a little egregious, man. Like, what are you doing all these quick cuts for?
Yeah. Well, you have a better eye for that apparently for this one.
Yeah.
'Cause I gave it a 10. I didn't
Yeah.
notice that. I liked it.
Editor, you need to stop.
You heard it here, folks.
Sound editing was really good though.
Yeah,
It
sound
was.
editing was really good. Yeah.
Special effects, I gave it 10.
I gave it a 9.
I also gave it a 9.
I gave it a 9 because I hate the movie. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
No, like what I really liked was when the vampires got killed with the stake and it was like boom,
Boom, exploding. I made note that I loved them exploding.
So the 10 came from when her arm exploded off and you could see it starting to grow back. But that CG was really well done.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
The only thing, and it's a personal thing why I gave it a 9, I didn't like the teeth.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
I didn't like the teeth.
It wasn't enough for me.
They wanted to
So
make it
the
more
arm made up for the
primal,
teeth.
though.
You know.
They wanted to make it more primal rather than more animal.
I understand.
Yeah, don't do that.
I didn't like it.
It didn't really come off well.
I mean, you don't have to do like the simple 2-fang kind of whatever, but it just looked like too big for my mouth.
Yeah, especially when he closed his mouth, you can tell, like, well,
Yeah.
how do you guys hide? You look like you
Right.
got a mouth guard in.
Right.
yeah.
So,
I mean, there's sometimes when I saw, when they were trying to transition back to her face that I saw something's wrong, but that's why I give it a 9.
Mm.
Instead
Gotta
of
be
just a
really
full
paying
10.
attention.
We're going to call them retainer vampires because it looks like they're wearing a
Yeah,
retainer.
it looks like they're wearing a retainer.
They're
Like,
braces.
I got my Invisalign on.
yeah.
Can you see it?
My little spider monkey.
Spider monkey.
I did appreciate the vampire transition too. Like you don't see a lot of vampire transitions in movies. Usually it's like, oh, they wake up and now they're a vampire.
Yeah.
Like this actually had a full explosive vomiting transition.
Yeah,
I
that
thought
was really
cool.
gross, and I liked it.
Yeah, that was
So overall, I gave it an 8 out of 10.
overall. Mine came to a 9 out of 10.
Mine was also a 9 out of 10.
Nice.
But I did say to stream it.
Same.
I would stream it too.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I'd watch it like.
I'd watch it again,
but
Oh, yeah.
not
but not enough to keep it.
right.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind in my collection, and probably not in the near future, but in the future, I'd probably pick up a copy. But I mean, for most people, it's gonna be a stream. It's gonna be a fun,
Yeah,
let's-
fun little. Let's
something different.
Yeah.
So,
let's get drunk and watch a movie
and riff it.
and rip it.
Abigail. Just make sure you get the 2024 version
Yeah,
that we're talking about, not the 2023.
that's the Conjuring universe. Abigail.
No, it was something else.
Really?
Yeah,
Are you
it wasn't.
sure?
It wasn't about the doll.
It
Yeah,
wasn't
it's
about the dog?
Annabeth
Oh, Annabelle. That's right.
Annabelle
or Annabelle.
Yeah, I know you said Beth,
Shit.
but it's like wrong.
Names are not my thing today. That one dude and this one chick and the one doll and
Your job as a
The big
listener is to
guy.
figure out what we're talking about.
and Ant-Man's
So we got
daughter.
done watching a movie. It starred somebody. I remember seeing him in this one film.
Yeah, literally, I have them all written down as what I know them from, and I think that's why Pickles confused me because I
Mr.
don't know him from anything.
Pickles.
Oh, yeah.
But
You know we're
everybody
gonna have
else,
to show her that.
I was like Legion, Euphoria, Scream, Ant-Man's daughter, and the Mortal
Ant-Man's
Instruments.
daughter. See, I know her from Freaky and that one Frankenstein thing. And oh gosh, what was the other
She looks
thing?
like Nicholas Hoult a little bit.
Really?
I don't know why.
I think
I don't know why.
I thought.
Oh, I forgot to say the budget. So the budget was 28 million, and it made 42.4 million.
Nice.
That's barely clearing for a lot of studios.
Oh,
Mhm.
Yeah, even though it made like because you're talking about 28.42, they usually. I bet you that didn't include the advertising and everything, so it may have lost a little bit.
oh.
Okay.
I remember people talking about it though.
Yeah.
It was a good concept. Like it seemed like it was in and out of theaters and straight to streaming.
Right. And they,
Right. I wonder how that works nowadays with just the streaming options that they have.
Oh, as soon as it's not doing well in theaters, they pull it
they
out.
pull
so
it,
that,
send it to streaming.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of people just wait for nowadays. They're like, if we don't
Yeah.
go. I mean, there's certain movies that bring you in.
You really got it.
Right.
Yeah. Because like if I would have watched Blink Twice on the TV, nah.
oh, yeah, that was a good one. Blink
Yeah.
Twice.
Blink Twice, Long Legs. A lot of films now.
Is that the Channing Tatum one?
Yeah.
Did you
yeah.
guys you went and watch that?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Was it really?
It really was
Absolutely.
It
good.
looks
It's a
super good.
It's very. I don't know. I'm close to saying it's a masterpiece because for Zoe
Really?
Kravitz's first film, she knocked it out of the park.
I love Zoe
Mm.
Kravitz.
Mm.
Or is it Zoe? I thought it was Zoe.
I don't know. You
Zoe.
said Zoe.
Did I say Zoe?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
It's ZOE. I thought it was Zoe.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh well.
Oh
We'll
my God. Names.
we'll have to watch it and then watch the name.
What was it
It's
that we
right.
always say? We always mispronounce a name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll have to
A
watch
name.
it and then botch it. So then we have an excuse.
Watch
why.
it,
to
botch
go
it, send it down.
yeah.
All right. So, final thoughts.
Meow. I had to include that. Sorry. One in
Cutting
each
off your
episode.
mic like it's a debate.
I don't know.
Pretty good movies.
Yeah.
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 Ones I
Good
was
pick.
happy to stay late to
Well,
watch
When
past my bedtime.
so when we come back, it's either going to be a very brutal set of films for
Oh,
me because
shit.
it's my picks,
Oh God.
or
I'm sick.
it's going to be a
You
psychedelic
can't do
type
that.
of pick. So it's going to be one of the two, psychedelic or straight up just like the most brutal films that I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
He's gonna traumatize us.
I'm
Yeah.
so
And it's
I
going to
won't
be
be able to
side by
sleep.
freaking side.
That's horrible.
Yeah. It's going to be
All right.
4 hours of just brutality. All right. Well,
We're gonna watch
Sticker-
Cool Cat again.
stick around when you come to watch the next episode because it's going to be fun.
Woo!
If you haven't already, please favorite us on your favorite streaming service and share us with your friends if you think they would like it. If you can rank us, if it has any kind of way to do that, like I think Apple does. But please rank us up. Let us a
Absolutely.
review. And if you think, hey, man, you should really check out this film, email us at keepstreamskip@gmail.com and we'll check that out. We also are on Facebook. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on Threads. So look us up there and follow us. We'll try to update as much as we can. Facebook seems to be the easiest one right now. But other than that, thanks for listening. And we'll catch you on the next Keep Stream Skip.
On the flippity flip.
Bye.
Bye.